Good evening. Welcome to the video. Today I am looking at Joby Aviation, and I'm going to try and make this video as quick as I possibly can. And I'm going to tell you in advance what the objective is of this video. So the objective is to find a really nice entry. Okay. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be, waiting to buy here at $12, $13. It's more like waiting for the levels down here. Okay. And we're going to put together some key levels of what we can look for, what we can expect with this kind of price action. And yeah, maybe those levels come in. So if they do, great. If they don't, we just move on to the next one. It's as simple as that. So we're going to begin down here. April, we had a low of around about $5, and we had this lovely big move up into August and put in a high of $21. Now, if we just sort of like scroll back, we can see we put in an all-time high, okay, in August. And if we just look at the price action today, you can see we're off of that all-time high. We've come down into that $12, had our bounce, quite a significant bounce, probably about 50% there. And we've potentially put in this lower high. So if that is the case, and this is a lower high, we would then potentially be looking for a lower low. So lower high, and then we come down, put in a lower low, and then another lower high, and so on. So we don't know that yet for sure. If we look on this monthly time frame and just scroll back, we can see we still have 2 days, 22 hours before this candle closes. And we've kind of gapped up. You can see where this blue line is. So we don't actually know officially just yet, but looking at this, it does look pretty much like, yeah, I favor us coming back down into this level overall. Okay, we're going to jump back into the daily time frame for now. You can see I've marked down here a single print, which sits at $12. And now we're just going to use a few tools just to find some levels. Very simple tools as well, just using the fib, offer that high into this low. And you can see here we have the 382, 1427, and we have the 0.5 in alignment with that single print. We also have below here, so this was the September the 3rd low. So if we did do as I am pointing out, something like this, and we take out this low by coming into that single print, we would then have just printed a lower low, okay, and then come up for that lower high. So that also makes sense if we take out that 1274 and we come into this 1250, 1210 region. So that aligns pretty nicely with this plan moving forward. The level that I'm actually most keen on getting to will be down here at that 786 for $8. And the reason for that is you can see with this price action, just the way this thing is ripped up like this, and it's just basically built up no real structure, which basically means one bad day in the markets and this price will come down like real quick into these levels. And that's what I like when I see this. And if we just sort of scroll back, we can see why we would be, supported much more here than we would kind of up here. So we're also going to use now another very common tool, fixed range volume profile. We take this from that April low to now, and we can see here we have this pink line, which is basically the value area low of this range. And that sits down here at that $12 below this low. So of course, nothing goes down in a straight line, or for that matter, up in just a straight line. Well, there are an exception to that rule, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is we can come down, we can get our bounce. It's something that you just monitor, you set your alerts, and you just play the patience game and you wait. And we come into this, for example, and you might then just get that another retest, that another big push up. Gets everyone a little bit excited, but we're still not complete on the move. And yeah, that's, you get the picture. But eventually looking for this 786. Now, also, we do have this potential of A, B, C correction. If this is our 5-wave impulsive, then what follows that is an ABC correction. So, yep, that's also something to be mindful about. And finally, to conclude, when we see something like this is called a high volume node. And for example, if we just take a look at that, it's pretty much in alignment with that 786. But if we go above that 786, so for example, if we look at this 618 and we look here, yeah, we might get held there. So you might see something like this, like some kind of support, but it's not really going to be as strong as getting kind of something like a 786 where you're going to get maybe a better reaction off of that level. So and of course, if you don't know, then when you've had this kind of move like this where we're up like over 300 and something percent, it's statistically quite common for a asset to correct and give back that 78% to the market of that move. So yeah, that's completely reasonable to happen. But it's just all about playing patient and waiting for it to come in. So yeah, that's what I have for you in this video. Set alerts as always, sit on your hands and wait for these levels to come in. I'm not ruling out that you couldn't take a short, by the way, on this particular stock. But probably rather at least wait for a reaction, maybe even off of here, or even potentially, I don't really think we're going to come back up to $21, but round about 18, $19 potentially, something like that. So yeah, that's just my idea. So like and share and support my work. I would really appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in.